Here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Saturday, December 16th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 50 of 2023, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 52 degrees with a high of 58 and a low of 39. Not too shabby. Welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures. As I mentioned, conversation, of course, if you choose to participate. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That's always fun. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who will see this broadcast after the fact when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick on Facebook. All right, so we're back to our two-picture format. And this is a freebie. I always give one away. This is a duet that is available to everybody, so you can color along with me. I recommend that you pace me. And we're working on a candy bowl with candy. And this is from my newest book, Sweets and Treats Jubilee. And then the second piece that I'm doing is by Ruth Sanderson, Christmas Magic. Isn't that beautiful? We've been working on, let's see, what was the last thing I did? We've been working, well, we worked on the sky with the twigs. But once I get stuff around this done, I want to concentrate on the old-fashioned Santa. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday to one and all, says Moggy. Miss Moggy likes to sing her way into the group. Hi, Moggy. All right. Moggy, how's your day going today? Let me grab my paper towel. I always recommend that you put something underneath your hand. And then, of course, my scratch paper. Hey, Linda. The three amigos. Linda, Michelle, and Wally. Maggie, you've got Russ for the night. Hi, Russ. Okay. So I've been teaching you how to color candies. The last piece that I worked on was this orange one. And I think I'm going to pop over to this one on the right. So we're going to work in reds. So I'm going to use a Faber-Castell. This is a, what is this? This is Alizarin Crimson 226. Now, I normally don't call out colors like this because I know that not everybody has these. And I'm also going to work with a little bit of pink. It'll make sense when we do it. Let me pull in so you can see what I'm doing here. Maggie, tell Russ I said hello, please. Now I want you to notice how this piece is coming together beautifully. We've talked a lot about this, that you should never be judging your pieces while your coloring is in progress. Now make sure that your red here is different than our maroon that we used down here. Now remember, on grayscale, it doesn't matter what tint you start with, your dark, your medium, or your light. I decide based on the picture. Oh, is that pretty? And remember that the idea is to work your colors in. In other words, don't come in like gangbusters. I always hear people tell me that they tend to come in and press really hard on their pencils. Don't do that, please. If you do that, it takes away from your shading and shadowing. Linda, what are you working on tonight? You're working on Christmas pictures, aren't you? Did you get all your Christmas cards done? All right, now we have some little dark spots on here. Little shaded spots. And these darker spots are a result, of course, of the way the light is hitting the piece. Oh, you're working on the Grinch. Oh, that's cool. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my lighter pink. And remember, because of how great pencils are, the medium, you don't lose what you put in underneath. Now, don't run your pink all the way to the edge, and I'll show you why in a moment. You can go close, but don't go all the way over. And I'm going to use a very, very light gray. Oh, not that light. Hallelujah. And we're just going to highlight that edge just a little bit. So, in other words, it's not as bright as our highlights over here, okay? It's just a little bit softer because it's way on that edge. And I'm going to narrow it down even a little bit more. Linda, how many did you end up sending out? And then I'm going to finger blend that. Isn't that pretty? Now, I'm going to 15. I don't know, I would say that that's somewhat significant. Okay, and then I'm going to come back with my red that I used on the left, and I'm going to very lightly go over the top of my pink. And I'm just going to do that until I get a really nice transition from my darker red to the lighter part. Remember, don't pile drive your pencil. Come in nice and light. And check out how that's looking. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, you used to send about 60? Gotcha. So you're talking about in comparison to what you used to send. I don't even know what postage is. How much is postage for a first class? For some reason, I'm thinking it was 60 cents. Or is 60 cents. Guys, look how that's blending beautifully. I accidentally hit my white spot, so I just need to add that back in. It happens. Hallelujah. 66 cents. Wow. That is wild. Okay. Any questions? Now, I'm just going to put a line right here. This is just an adjustment that I'm making on my previous color. I just need to have that edge. To keep these little puppies separate. All right. Now, same colors. Excuse my arm. I'm going to pop over to the piece on the far left here. And I'm using the darker color of the two, in other words, not the lighter pink. At least not yet. And then I will come in with my lighter pink, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of that in on the edge here. But notice that I'm not coloring it completely in, because I'm going to come back in with my darker color and work that in between. Now again, this is where you need to have a very light touch. Don't pile drive your pencils. And then I'm going to come back to my top here. And then a little pink on the outside and this spot. Trust me, it makes sense once you get going on it. Back to my darker color here. And then my darker color down the side. And I'm using very small circles to color that in. Now, don't forget, later tonight I'll be working on Christmas Magic. And remember, take your time. Coloring is not a race. Nuts. Get that one little extra swipe. Now I'm going to come back with my light pink over the top of my darker red. And that'll give us kind of a transparent look. I should say translucent. Transparent means that you can see it all the way through. Finger blend. Okay. Now I'm going to use a Faber-Castell 103, which is an ivory. And that'll dull down this white a little bit. Set timer for 1 hour. Isn't that beautiful? Now, the whole idea... Hi, Sandy. The whole idea of doing this candy dish is to give you experience with the light and dark of the shine from the pieces in the bowl. And not only that, when it's done, it's going to look pretty cool. And remember, guys, these pieces are available on the duet in my group. Just download that little puppy and you can color along. All right. I'm going to work on this piece on the left-hand side. And the color that I'm going to use is it's a marigold color, so it's kind of orangey yellow. Let me pull in so you can see. Now, in addition to showing you how to do the shine on this, I'm also showing you the ideas for putting the colors together. All right. This one is pretty straightforward because it's relatively uniform. And of course, you want to leave your white areas open. And then for that white, because right now it looks like it's pretty glaring, I'm going to use a very light yellow. So we're going to knock that down just a little bit. See the difference? If you look between here and here, you can really see the difference on that. Remember, when there's shine on your candy, that shine is going to reflect, no pun intended, the color of the candy that it's on. And this lighter yellow is perfect as a blend. Okay, now I've got a teeny tiny spot up here. Put a little bit of that orange, and then I'm going to go over the top of it with my lighter color. We'll knock that down a little bit. And then I'm going to come back with the previous red and pink that I was using. This little piece that's sticking out here. Here's my darker red. And then my pink. And notice how I'm back blending over that red. And because that light area is so small, I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to tone that down. We'll let that one, I'm just going to tap it a couple times with my pencil. And in fact, when you finger blend, it's going to carry that over to that light. How cool is that? All right, let me pull out. We're making good progress on this. All right, let me grab a little water. So how's everybody doing tonight? You doing okay? And if you're not coloring this piece, what are you coloring? Okay. I'm going to put an orange piece right here. Let's see here. A little darker orange here. And we're good to go. All right. Now back to our orangey yellow, our marigold that I used. I'm going to work that on this piece here. And I'm going to start at the very face because that's the lighter. So our dark's up at the top here. We have our medium on the front. And then we've got our little speckles of our light. Now, even with all these little dots on here, it actually doesn't take that long to color this in. But notice that I'm making an effort to leave those little dots intact for my yellow. Because that's what's going to make our piece look pretty cool. And look how cool that does look with all our spacing here. But it didn't take us long at all. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my yellow. This is the same lighter yellow that I used on my piece to the left. And we're going to get those little dots. And look at that effect. Isn't that cool? So not only are we getting our yellow in, but we're blending our previous color. And I'm going to bring that yellow all the way over to the left here. If you're having any problem with this, let me know. And then I'm going to come in with a gold. And I'm going to add that gold on the top. It's a medium gold, but on the lighter side. And then I'm going to come in with my very pale yellow that I used earlier. And I'm just going to barely add that to my shine spot. And we'll finger blend that. Now, if you get a little bit darker than what you intended, just shoot a little white on there. There you go. All right, let me pull out. Guys, look how cool that's looking. All right. We've got a really good effect going here. Linda, how are they going to take care of your anemia? Okay. Now I'm going to add a second orange piece here. And that'll be similar to the one that we did on the right. Oh, you'll have to get blood transfusions? When will they be able to do that for you? Soon, I hope. Any questions so far about how this looks? I'm delighted with how this is turning out. Okay, top piece, orange. Now, I want you to notice that each piece in the candy dish here, I'm doing at least 2 of the same color. And that way we've got a mix, sometimes 3. So, top candy piece here, my darker orange in my darker areas. Again, remember, don't pound your pencils into the paper. Just work that color in. Now this one, you'll notice we have our darker orange on the left-hand side here. And we have some of those lines coming down. And then we've got a lighter orange mixed in these panels. See, by having these different colors, you're making your piece look translucent. Now I want you to think about that a minute. If we were to do all one color, it would tend to make the piece look flat, dull. But because we're adding the different shades, it's giving the impression that light is coming through. And that's why it ends up looking translucent. Okay, now on this right-hand side, I'm going to come in with a light yellow. And then I'm going to continue with my orange. And then I'm going to come back with my yellow and come down this strip with it. Now that's way too bright for that yellow, so I'm going to mute it a little bit with my orange. Check it out. Does that make sense to you? But I'm going to leave this yellow brighter on the end with a very, very light coating, just tints of the orange, not as much as I used on the left there. We're just going to dull that down a little bit. Okay. Let's see. I have a cream color now that I'm going to be using on the top because I want to dull down that white a little bit. And notice how I'm allowing the orange to carry over into that. Remember, when you've got that shine, you've got the shine at this point of something that's orange. Now I'm going to adjust that down just a little bit more with my orangey gold, just a little bit on the edges. And then I'm going to come in with my orange and go around those light spots and just dull them down a little bit more. And I'm also using that orange on top of my side panel here. To give us that nice rich look. Hi, Brenda. And on this far left part here, my darker orange, I want to kick that up a little bit. Brenda, you don't need to apologize. Okay, let me pull out. Look how cool that looks. And look how transparent that looks, or excuse me, translucent. Make sure you understand the difference between transparent and translucent. Transparent, again, is like looking through a window, glass. Translucent means that you can't see clearly, but you can, of course, see the colors. Questions, comments? Brenda, do you have this picture? Oh, you're waiting on your Prismas. When do you get them? Let me grab some water here. Christmas gift from your daughter. Okay. She's going to make you wait until Christmas, or are you getting it earlier? Okay, we're going to work now on these two pieces right here. Oh, she's making you wait. Oh, man. Well, Christmas is what, 9 days? 9 days away. So once you get them, does that mean that you're going to be coloring with us more? Okay, so these two pieces right here, and I'm only going to be able to start it up because I need to go with my next piece in 15 minutes. We want between this darker orange and this yellow. So let me find the yellow that I want. I'm going to take my yellow pencil . Yeah, I remember that you did say that you're getting a couple of my books for Christmas. Do you know what books they are, or is that a surprise? Okay, so I'm going to take my yellow. And I'm putting it on as my base color over the entire piece. It's a surprise. Yay! Well, thank you so much for expressing an interest in them. What ones did you ask for? Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, the gnome, jubilee, and the ornament. Yeah. I had fun putting those together. Now, trust me, I'm putting this yellow down as the base color rather than doing the individual light, medium, dark. I mean, I will be doing that, but basically what I'm doing is I'm putting the light color down over the entire piece. And what that's going to do is when I go to do my medium and my dark, it's going to tint those colors towards my yellow base. Oh, Brenda, I'm real happy for you that you're getting your Prismacolors. And thank you for choosing my books. Okay. Base color of my yellow. Now I'm going to come in let's go ahead. I'm going to start on this larger piece because I want to show you this. We've got our dark, medium, and light orange. And I'm going to start with my dark on the left-hand side. But I'm going to put it on very lightly. And I'll be a little bit darker up in this left-hand corner. Oh, Brenda, I'm glad to hear that. Blending stump. To smooth out this orange. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my medium next to that. And you want that to be very, very light. And then I'm going to come back with my yellow. over that medium and my dark orange. And I'm going to finger blend that. To get that nice and smooth. So we have yellow, orange, yellow. Now keep in mind that some brands don't play nice with each other. If you run into that, you can use your blending stump or your blending pencil lightly. Well, Brenda, when you get your coloring books, be sure to tell us, come in and tell us what you got. All right, let me pull out. Check it out. Now remember, we're working on getting the color of this in between this darker orange and this lighter yellow. So Brenda, do you normally watch my broadcast while I'm live, or do you watch when it goes to video? All right, I just need to establish my maroon line here. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, most likely the time of the video. Okay. Guys, check it out. I'm ready to switch over to my Christmas Santa. So what do you think? Maggie, how are you doing with this? Okay, let's get our Christmas Santa going here. Okay. Now, I'm going to work on the last thing that I worked on here was the twigs. And I'm going to take care of that left-hand corner here. We've got some of these twigs that are behind the Christmas tree. And we want to go ahead and get those areas in between those lines. With a little bit of gray. Okay. I'm going to work on these plants. Now, I'm going to start on the largest one because I want to show you the idea here. Let me get there. There we go. So we're going to be working with the brown and the green. And the idea with this is we're going to have part green and then we're going to have some brown on there. Especially on the tips. And when you're coloring plants like that, I'd like you to think about things like this. And then I'm going to go back over my brown with a little bit of my green. So that's the concept. Now, if you take the time to do this sort of thing on your colorings, people are going to notice the detail that you choose to add. And that makes a big difference. Thank you, Linda. All right, Sandy, you're back. Yep. So let's go ahead and we'll put the green somewhat near the bottom. And then get our brown. All right. And then these little spots in the snow, a little bit of brown on those, just to give that contrast. Now our raccoon, I'm going to go ahead and do him with a Sharpie. And this will give us a really good black look. And notice how I'm outlining them. Just to add to that as well. Now our raccoon, let me adjust camera a little bit. Is peeking into a bag that's got apparently some nuts and stuff in there. So I would say that we have one very happy raccoon. And then I'm going to come in with a gray, medium gray. And notice that I'm back blending that gray over the brown. And then I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray. Let's see. And I'm going to add just a little bit of extra shading under the lip here. It's really shadowing because the lip is creating a shadow. And I'm also going to add it close to these apples. And near the bottom of the bag. And then I'm going to finish the raccoon with a light tan color. I'm just tinting that in. And we'll add that on the paws as well. And you want to avoid your black like the plague because you want to keep that black intensity as intact as possible. Now, with that same tan, I'm going to use a darker version of it. And we'll color up these little nuts. So same pencil, but a little more oomph to it, or umph, whatever you want to say. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a darker brown. Not much. And notice how I left some of these white areas open. And I'm adding just a little bit of dark of the brown shading underneath that bag with the Payne's Gray. All right, let's pull out and take a look. Details, guys, details. Okay, who remembers how to color apples? Somebody tell me. I've done quite a few colorings with apples. Anyone remember how to do that? Yellow and red. Thank you, Maggie. So let's go ahead and get some apples colored. Yep, the yellow first. Sandy, yep, that's right. And then I'm going to start with a medium red. Don't forget to let a little bit of your yellow show through. What's our next color? Yeah, not yet sandy, but that is one of the colors. Dark red. And that dark red's going to go at the base of our apples. And up a little bit. And around our edges. Isn't that beautiful? And then, if possible, look how cool that looks. And then, if possible, as Sandy mentioned, we're going to put a little bit of brown where the stem is. Now, these are so tiny, we might have a little problem doing that. But you can still see the effect. And then, if need be, I'm going to very lightly use just a little bit of blender pencil. Oh my gosh, guys, not much. If you use too much, you'll mush all your colors together. And then on a couple of the apples, I'm going to use a little bit of white for some shine. Shine on harvest moon. Check it out. Okay, basket. Dark brown on our sides. Look how cool that's already looking. Now, I want to remind you that this is an old-fashioned Christmas picture, so all the colors that we have are very subtle. They're not flashy at all. And that's why I'm using my browns and my grays. Now, on my verticals here, I'm going to use a light gray. And on my areas here where I left the white open, I'm going to use, let's see, not that. A very light brown. Very light. Just enough to highlight our basket. Hello, Edmilson. ¿Tú hablas inglés? And check out our lighter brown on the handle. Okay. Let me pull out. Edmilson, this is the picture that we did earlier. It's our candy dish. And now I'm working on our Santa. Oh, muchas gracias. ¿Tú hablas inglés? Okay, any questions? I'm just putting a little bit of brown on that ground. Okay. Any questions on how to color the apples and the basket and why I used the colors that I did? Okay, let's color up a little bit of our popcorn. Now, the popcorn, as we know, is basically white. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it because this is buttered popcorn. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. And this is just enough yellow that we don't lose our popcorn in the tree. Now, I don't know about you, but any self-respecting bird would be eating that popcorn. Oh, is that pretty? All right, we're near the bottom here. And I'm just taking a splotch of yellow and putting it in the center. And it's just enough that it makes that show up beautifully. Let's see. Okay, now our popcorn starts here. We don't have anything up at the top. So I'm going to add a few more popcorn pieces. And all I'm going to do, take my pen, draw a little squiggle and a little line in the center. Put a little bead on there, or a couple beads. And boom, we have extra popcorn. Now I want to put one more layer in here. Let's see where I can work this. Everybody see how I'm doing that? not hard. And then I'm going to take a little bit of yellow. Amarillo, es la color. And I'm just going to put a little dash of yellow. Creak. On top of that. Okay, now we've got our little beads here in between. And keeping in mind that all the things that are on here are things that are naturally occurring. I'm going to take my black Sharpie because I want this to show up a little more. Not going to use any color other than black. And I'm going to add that in between our popcorn. And that'll give us a little bit of continuity. With our popcorn. Now, I also want you to notice that that black disappears into the green, the dark green. So we're not doing anything obnoxious with this and making it stand out. All right, where are we here? Edmilson, ¿tú tienes amigos quien color? Okay. Now, still have the bag to do here. Along with the strap on Santa here. Let me pull out. I am not a fan of that design on the belt. So I'm going to take my black marker and I'm going to color that in. And if any of my peeps speak Spanish, feel free to translate for me. Edmilson, tu estás aquí? Okay. Let's color up Santa's bag. Let's see. Move my camera just a little bit. And I'm going to use, let's see what we got here. Going to use an olive color. Well, let's see what we got here. Oh, Amosite, welcome. You can translate by highlighting text, and on my Mac, I control quick, not sure about a PC or a phone. Gotcha. Welcome to my broadcast. I don't think Edmilson is still here. Oh, let's see. Well, if anyone cares to translate next time Edmilson is here, that would be wonderful. Well, Amethyst, I color every night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you join my Facebook group, I always have a duet. And I give that away for free, and then we color it. I assume that you've seen the candy bowl that I'm working on. Oh, you found my channel yesterday. Cool. Okay, join my group on Facebook. If I'm understanding you, you already did. And then you'll have access to the freebie. When I'm done with that candy dish, I'll be doing a new piece. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's get this. I have a great group of people. Most people watch my broadcast when it goes to video. But I have a loyal contingency that comes in during my live. Amethyst, did you download this piece? Or not the Santa, but the candy bowl? Okay, now your Facebook name is different, and I do not have a working printer. Oh, so I have to use coloring books. Free printables do not work for you. Okay, gotcha. Now, I want you to notice that the color of this bag is nondescript, right? Remember the context of the picture. It's old-fashioned. So I'm not doing anything bright. All right, so I'm going to come over on top with an olive green. Well, Amethyst, is there a free printable of Santa? Ruth Sanderson gave me permission for people in my group. I don't think she'd mind sharing it. This is from Christmas Magic. Maggie, do you think you could get Brenda a copy of this? And then I'm going to use my Payne's Gray. And we'll shadow this. And notice how I'm shadowing around this belt. And around my edges. Check out the shading near the arm. And my belt buckle. And I want you to notice that I'm also adding a little bit of an extra streak right here to make that backpack look like it's got the folds in it. Check it out. Now I'm going to color this little strap here. The same color as the bag, with a little bit of shading on here. Again, notice how I'm adding this streak right here on the right to add that fold in the bag. What a difference. Okay. What do you think? Okay, metallic gold. And then I'm going to go up to the part that goes across his chest. Here's our buckle. Again, the metallic gold. And then my strap is going to be the same color as my pouch. With a little bit of Payne's Gray near the bottom for that contrast. Okay. Any questions? Let me get a little bit of water here. Not yet, sweetie. Come on. Okay. Let me pull out so you can see this. Any questions or comments? Again, we want this whole piece to be basically subdued. All right. I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup on my white area. And of course, I'll get back to coloring that snow later on. Okay, black belt and strap. How do we color black? Do we color the whole piece? A black color? No. Remember, whenever you color an area, you want 2 or more pencil colors. So I'm using my Prismacolor black because I feel that that's the best black. And as Maggie said, yes, gray and black. Don't just slam in an all black color. Now your gray needs to be a medium gray on the lighter side. Whoop, sorry about that. Now I'm going to add a little more black at the top, which is fine. Then I'm going to continue with my gray. and shade in with the black. Check it out. Your piece will look a lot more appealing if you do that. Because if you ask somebody what color, other than Michelle, what color something is that you've done this with, they'll say black, right? Linda, is Michelle watching? I had done a piece with black and gray with the intention of it being black. And I said, okay, now guys, what color is this? And Michelle said, gray. Okay, let's pop over to the belt across his chest. Same type of thing. And that would be Vicky saying hello. Vicky always gets antsy very close to the end of my broadcast. You tell me that pets can't tell time. Because whenever I end, I get my little snacks out and I stuff my face and she gets some. Okay, so here's my black. And then my gray. And then I'll come back with my black. Yeah, that's exactly it, Maggie. Mom, if you're going to eat, I want to eat too. Okay, then we come back very lightly with my black over the gray. Check it out. So it looks like now we've got what? A shiny black strap, right? Let's look at it from a distance. This is in Christmas Magic, Brenda. Any question about our belt? Well, not our belt, our strap. Maggie, Brenda asked you what KC is. Did you see that? Amethyst, what do you think? Is this making sense to you? All right, let's, oh, and by the way, that's how we did the lantern, right? We did black and gray. Don't ever do a black, a solid black. All right, let's pull out. I think we're in good shape here. All right, let's see what we can do in the last 7 minutes here. We've got, we will rock you. We've got some little teeny tiny berries in his cap. Now, I'm going to, yeah, the whole idea, Amethyst, is I talk through how and why I color a particular piece. And that seems to, or it's not seems, it is the best method. Now, I'm using pink for the berries. Why? Because I've got red cap, and I don't want those berries to disappear. Trust me, it works. I'm using a water-based marker. And I'm just poking that in. Check it out. It works beautifully. Now, I want to explain something to you guys about coloring. People see what they expect to see. And so when we color something like this, even though I've added pink, people are going to see that as being normal for the cap. I've got a little tassel there too. Let me do that tassel. And if you keep that in mind with coloring, it's going to allow you to be creative with what you eventually end up doing. So the whole point of this is people are going to see that pink as looking normal on this cap. All right, so there's my tassel, and I'm going to add just a little bit of Payne's Gray in between our little tassel thingies. So we'll separate that a little bit. and color in that little U underneath the ball of that tassel. Brenda, on Facebook Messenger, send a message to Maggie Russell. She's the only one that name comes up with. And that way you two can connect. Vicky, quiet. Sit down. Sit down. Down. Okay, let's pull out. We are in good shape. Look at that detail, guys. Oh, Brenda, thank you. I think you're going to like it. Okay, anybody have any questions or comments about this piece? Any questions about any method that I used? We got our apples done the right way with the yellow. Yeah, amethyst, it will be, you know, it's obviously on YouTube, but you can also find it on Facebook. I'm very careful how I label the broadcast, so you should be able to find it by doing a search in the group. Not a lot of people know that you can search in the group. You go into the search bar at the top and type in Christmas Magic. Now you'll get other things too. But you'll find the latest broadcasts and then you can backtrack from there. Now, the one thing I need to tell you, Amethyst, is when I was doing this, when I started it, I took a break with it because one of my peeps was traveling, and so I switched to another project, and then I got back on doing this. Okay, so there's the Santa. Here is the candy jar. This is from Sweets and Treats, my new book. Oh, Brenda, you're welcome. Guys, please don't hesitate to ask questions. That's why I'm here. And if I can't answer it, one of my peeps should be able to. Okay, guys, calling it an evening. Let's see what I'm going to zero in on. Maybe the apples. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, it's joyous coloring. I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. You know, sometimes I fuss with my picture when I zoom in on it. Have a great rest of the evening. And I'll see you, like I said, tomorrow night. Guys, love on each other. That's what we're known for. If you need something, ask. Somebody in my group can usually answer it. Okay, guys. Till tomorrow night then. Bye.